Your waiting season is not just that period of your life where you just sit and wait. You don't have to pause your life while waiting for the one. As a single person, you are allowed to live your life to the fullest while you are single. Hi everyone, my name is Progress Uberiko and welcome to the With Progress channel. Today we are going to be talking about waiting season in relation to being single or being unmarried. Now, what is waiting season? I personally don't like to refer to it as waiting season because I feel like with that phrase, it almost implies just sitting down and waiting for your spouse to find you, waiting to be plucked like a fruit, waiting to be picked from your father's garden. And so, for many people, waiting season is just that phase of their life before they get married where they are just waiting to be selected. So I personally don't like to refer to it as waiting season. I like to use the word thriving season. Your waiting season is your thriving season. It's not just your waiting season. It's not just that season where you just sit down and do nothing else with your life but wait. You don't have to pause your life while waiting for the one. I'll say that again. You don't have to pause your life while waiting for the one. You don't have to wait till you have a partner before traveling, going for vacation to your dream locations, doing certain exciting things that you've always wanted to do. As a single person, you are allowed to live your life to the fullest while you are single. Don't spend your entire life dreaming about your dream wedding without living your dream life, because life is meant to be lived. One thing I've noticed is that men and women experience waiting season differently. So when we think about waiting season, we think about, for a woman, it is that phase of your life where you're waiting to meet your spouse, waiting to, to meet your husband, basically. And for many women, they just like, relax and wait. But for a man, I don't think I've ever heard a man say, "Oh, I am in my waiting season," because it's not as if men don't wait. But while they wait, they do other things. They maximize their life. Waiting season for a man would look like traveling, getting their career, their dream job, putting their career in check, their finances in check, becoming mature, hanging out with friends, living life to the fullest, laughing, dancing, partying. For a man, that is their waiting season. It doesn't mean that they are not looking to find a partner. They are. But then they are not sitting down miserably waiting for hours and days or praying and crying to find a partner. Now, this is not to say that desiring a partner is bad or praying for a partner is bad or feeling sad that you don't have a spouse or a companion in your life is bad. No, they are not bad. But it is less about the waiting season and more about how you wait, how you experience that season. Because most times I feel like we are too eager to escape that single phase. Oh, you always dream of your wedding suit, your wedding dress, that you forget to live in the moment, that you forget that even this singlehood, this phase of singleness that you are in, is a gift from God. I think I was writing about this the other day, that we tend to underestimate the kind of freedom that comes with being single. The level of freedom, the not having someone to think about. I mean, you have your family to think about or yourself as well. But I think I was listening to a YouTube video where this lady was saying, like, she can just wake up and travel, like just being able to wake up and go, just being able to pursue your dream, being able to travel, being able to live a purposeful life, being able to even build intimacy with God in that your singleness. Like, so your singleness, being single, that phase of your being single is supposed to be purposeful. Your singleness is also, it might even be a calling by God. God might put you in that phase for you to discover yourself, for you to build self-confidence, for you to build your financial status as a woman, not just as a man. And I'm speaking to most of ladies, because many ladies feel like waiting season is that period where you just sit and wait for your Prince Charming to come. Well, it shouldn't be like that. Your waiting season should be when you do the most with your life, because there will come a time in your life where you may not be able to have as much time or even as much freedom, or even if your partner, allows you, to live, to do everything. I think a lady was saying that she after she married, she could no longer go bungee jumping anymore, because anytime she mentions it, her partner would be like, "Oh, I don't want to lose you. I'm scared. What if something happens?" But when she was unmarried, she didn't. Nobody was thinking about her, or she didn't have anybody to think about or worry about her in that way. So she had all the time and all the willpower to do any crazy thing or any adventurous thing that she wanted to do in that phase. So think of your single phase like that. That is the phase where you maximize the time that God has given to you, because there will come a time in your life, and I'm saying this because it will come. I feel like for many women, the panic or the worry is about, oh, maybe it will not happen, or maybe I'm never going to marry, or maybe it will happen, sis. It will happen, trust me. And you may not have the time. You have kids, and trust me, yes, kids are a blessing. But then when they come, they also make some alterations, some changes in your life and in your family dynamic. There are places you want to travel, even in your 9 months of pregnancy. It's not easy. There's nausea, there's, antenatal checks and sleepiness and all of those different things that you may not allow you to even maximize your life, right? So there are times in our life where we don't always have the freedom that we have when we are single. Taking the kids to school, doing your school runs, and all of that. So I go to the gym, and sometimes some of my married friends, they will not be able to make it, and I understand, because I am unmarried and I have all the time in the world. I'm working, so I know how to plan my schedule. After the gym, I come back and do my work, or I know how to plan my schedule. But sometimes they don't really have the time to themselves. They have to do school runs in the morning, prepare food for the house, or do some checks, and then do their own personal work. So the amount of time I have, they don't necessarily have it. That doesn't mean that it's a bad thing, or that marriage is now this doom and gloom thing. No, but it's just that marriage on its own comes with a certain level of responsibility that you just can't run away from. So in your single phase, bask in it, enjoy it. And that's why, instead of describing it as your waiting season, I rather describe it as your thriving season. Because in your single phase, you should be doing everything that God has put in your hands to do. Oh, you can sing, you're in the choir, you're singing for the Lord. Oh, you have this talent, this skill, you want to start this business, you want to go here, you want to do this. God has called you to do something, to start an NGO, to speak to women, to impact this. That is the time for you to do it. That's not the time for you to helplessly sit down and be desperately praying for a man, even though it's okay to pray, but not from a place of hopelessness, not from a place of being miserable. Your singlehood is that phase where you thrive, where you shine your light, because we are light of the world, we are salt of the earth, and God has given us that capability at every phase of our life. In your teenage years, you are supposed to shine bright. In your 20s, you're supposed to shine bright and be the light of the world and excel and be excellent in your life. In your single phase, you're supposed to do the same thing, shine, bear fruit. When you're married, that is another calling, that is also another vocation. You're supposed to thrive, to live life to the fullest in every phase of your life, not just when you're married. So life doesn't start when you find a partner. Life doesn't start when you marry. Life doesn't start when you now start building a family. Not really. There is life to be lived at every phase of your life. And that is why you should maximize that time you have in your singleness, your singlehood. Your singlehood, God has called you to be purposeful. It might be because God wants you to unlearn something about yourself, to heal from a particular trauma, to build confidence, to learn how to communicate, to drop a dirty character that you have, to change a certain mindset that you have, to become more mature, both spiritually and physically. And all of these are in preparation for marriage. So singleness should not just be filled with idleness, with crying, with desperation, with misery. No, I believe that God has called us to use our singleness to glorify Him, to thrive and shine even in that season. So instead of just sitting there and waiting hopelessly, let your singlehood be your season of thriving. Travel the world, go out with friends, do all the things, all the adventures that you really want to do. Go bungee jumping, travel to places that you've always wanted to be, get that career, apply for that opportunity, build intimacy with God, and let your life reflect God in every phase of your life. I think it was Pastor Ibukun Awoshika I was listening to one time, and she was sharing the story of, I think, a friend of hers, or this particular lady who was doing amazing things. And the lady was like financially stable, had everything, and then she bought a house, a big house in Lekki. And then people were telling this lady that, oh, why would you buy a house when you are single? Why would you buy this kind of big house? What if a man comes around? Will they like you? We don't feel intimidated, blah blah blah. She said the lady just ignored them, bought the house, was living by herself, was doing her thing, living her life, traveling the world. And then guess what? The man she married was the man that was living at a bigger house opposite the house that she bought. So imagine if she had shrinked herself, if she had reduced herself to something meaningless because she was afraid of living her life to the fullest, or doing the big things that she was supposed to do for herself, and just sitting down there waiting for a man. Would she have met the person that God designed for her? So I believe that even in that phase where you are living, you're thriving, you're making the most of your life, God can still bring the person to meet you where you are. Your single phase is not just your waiting season, it is your thriving season, it is your doing season, it is your, like, what's the word? It is the season where you glow and shine, because you most likely will not have that back after you have left that phase. So at every point in your life, maximize it, live your life to the fullest, get that degree, do that thing, knowing that all of these things are not stopping you from meeting the person that God has designed for you, from meeting your spouse, from meeting a good man, from meeting a good woman. Living your life to the fullest, especially as a single person, does not stop you from meeting the person that God has designed for you. And so, when the right man comes, when the right woman comes, you'll be just perfect. You'll be just at the right place, just at the right season. It will be just at the right time for you to meet them, because God is in every season of our lives. So if you find this video helpful, meaningful, please leave a comment, and let me know if you're single, married, or if you're married, how did you navigate your phase of being single? If you're single, how are you currently navigating that phase of singleness, and what are the hiccups or what are the challenges that you are struggling with? Or if you are single and thriving, how are you thriving? What are the exciting things that you're doing? What are the things that you are exploring in your life? What are the purposeful ways in which you're living your life? Please leave it in the comments. So please don't forget also to like, subscribe, and share this video, because you are one of the first few people on this channel since I started it. Thank you for watching. Bye.